When the grid electricity is not available to a person, then probably off-grid standalone solar systems becomes the most relevant option or alternative for a person. It doesn't have to be only for rural areas. It can also be in urban and peri-urban areas where grid electricity is unreliable. We have seen grid-connected people who do not get electricity for more than 2 hours a day because of supply constraints or other problems. We know that in Africa today, there are more than 600 million people without access to electricity, which, assuming 6 persons per household, brings us to 100 million households in Africa today without electricity. Average cost of each household to provide standalone solar systems could be around $100. So with $100 per household, if you can try to connect 100 million households, you can do it very quickly, very fast, and immediately. This gives us an opportunity to electrify all the 60% of the people in Africa who don't have electricity today with off-grid standalone technology immediately. And when the grid comes, then they can graduate to a grid consumer. But they will not have to wait for the grid electricity in darkness. They can wait for the grid electricity under a solar lamp. To the Lighting Global program, as of today, about more than 60 million households have benefited from these standalone solar systems. The biggest innovation that has happened is in the technological advancement itself. The cost of solar panels have reduced more than 60% over the last 5 years. Battery technology has also improved, which has made the cost much cheaper. Innovation in efficient LED lamps have also reduced the requirement of the sizing of solar panels at a much lower level. We have seen private sector using pay-as-you-go, lease financing, mobile money to help them improve their business performance. We have seen private sector using GIS tools to identify where their customers are, to provide them on-spot service if there is any breakage and any maintenance required. Convincing political authorities on the value of off-grid sector, off-grid electricity sector and standalone sector is very important and critical. It is important because without their ownership on these issues, we won't be able to implement this solution for the people. Information barrier needs to be removed. Political leaders needs to be informed of the value and perspective and importance of this sector. And for that, if government can open up new avenues where they can bring in private sector and can promote more public-private partnership in this area, same as the governments have been doing for the last 70, 80 years in the grid sector, then we would see a lot more traction that governments can get through this, from this standalone solar sector to increase access to people in electricity. The role of the historic public utilities in the development of the off-grid solar sector is very critical. But before today or before 10 years from now, grid electricity was the only solution that could be used to provide electricity to people who live outside the grid network. But today, with the innovation in the off-grid standalone solar system, we have another alternative. This can form or provide a win-win solution to the government, because government can use the existing public utilities to provide electricity to people who are connected through grid, and also expand in areas where it makes financial sense. But in areas where it doesn't make financial sense, given the current tariff level in the country, they can utilize private sector investment and private sector in promoting electricity through off-grid standalone solar in other areas.